All right. Hello and welcome to Princess of Crows, Chapter 2. I am your author and host, Scribbler Johnny. And if you like the idea of me doing a brief introduction before reading each chapter, please let me know in the comments. And as always, please like and please subscribe if you enjoy this. I hope you do. So, where we are continuing on, Mike is learning more and more about the yokai world, which seems to be existing parallel to the world of humans, and he's learning more about his relationships with Kurama and the other women in her household. Let's resume. Don't worry, it's an obscure movie, Kurama said, and nuzzled his neck. My boys are unhappy because they got all worked up with no relief. Are we about to do the sex? He asked with a grin. Do the sex? She asked. Why, that sounds scandalous, she giggled. They did make love on his new bed then. Whisper giggled and oohed and awed, which nearly ruined it for him, but she remained invisible, so that was okay. Did you give her permission to watch? Mike asked afterward while cuddling. Who? Whisper. She watched us. Oh, Whisper can watch whatever she wants. She's my spy. As if that settled it. Mike frowned. Never yell at Whisper. Could we ask her to not spy on us while we do it? Mike asked. Seems reasonable. What, you don't mind our intimate moments being seen by a gossipy butterfly? No, I rarely get to have vassals, so it's a matter of pride. I had been led to believe there had been many. Fushin likes to exaggerate. Hmm. Kurama put her crown back on and tied her robe. Dinner in 20 minutes. She left without another word. Lilia knocked on his open door. Mike was still naked and hadn't climbed under the covers. Well, nudity didn't bother her, so come in, Lilia. She stepped in. Oh, I can smell the sex. She covered her nose. Would it kill you to light a candle? Sorry. Mike found some matches and a convenient scented candle. Pine. He lit it. Better. Anyway, when do you want your bath? I guess after dinner now. Fine, I'll go and cruise for chicks at the bookstore, I guess. Mike nodded his thanks. Happy hunting, he said. Lilia nodded, then pointed to a pack of wet wipes, and then his penis before leaving. He cleaned himself and looked in his new closet. He had no idea what to wear to dinner here, and no one told him, so he put on some slacks and a polo shirt, both black. He went to the kitchen to find out who was cooking. A Tengu he didn't recognize was cooking. Well, it was a little person with a big long nose and black wings, so he assumed they were a Tengu. They were wearing a black bandana with small Jolly Rogers adorning it. Hello, I'm Mike, he said. Hello, I'm Keiko, the chef. You eat everything, right? Not everything. Are you vegetarian? Jewish? Oh, no, no dietary restrictions. Good. I assumed you ate everything, he replied, stirring a pan of vegetables on a wok. Say, Keiko, are there female Tengu? Of course there are, he laughed. Why, wanna fuck one? Mike snorted. No, thank you. Good. I hate it when a human gets feather fever. Stay away from our women. Mike and Keiko laughed. Go sit down, Mike. It's almost ready. Thank you, Keiko. Careful about thanking Tengu, Mike. One might think he owes you, and obligations drive us crazy. Wait. I must have that backward. Thanking a Tengu makes him think he has an obligation to me? Yeah, because if he did you one favor, he might owe you more, and then just forgot about it. See, we can be very forgetful or unmindful of things at times. So then he scrambles to settle the obligation on his terms. And you might not like how he settles it, Mike thought. Like stealing someone else's treasure to pay me? Or killing your wife so you have less mouths to feed? I see, Mike said. Th- well done, Keiko. Now you're on the trolley. Mike found Lilia at the table. She was wearing a bathrobe. He did a double take. Wears nothing to bathe, bathrobe to dinner. Rusalka naturists are weird. He sat at an open seat. Lilia pointed to a different seat. Mike sighed and moved. Very well, he said. Then Fushien entered the dining room, wearing a high-necked Chinese dress with short sleeves embroidered with tigers. She was wearing makeup, too. Fushien, Mike said as she came, and he rose. She gave him a nod and sat herself. Don't worry about formal etiquette, Mike. I'm not that kind of commie. I work, you know? Mike nodded. Then Kurama came wearing a black cocktail dress. Mike rose and seated her. I like seeing you in my color, Mike. I'm glad I please you, mistress. Oh, Mike, don't be that way at home unless we have company, all right? Kurama asked and gave a small laugh. Keiko told me to be careful offering thanks to Tengu. Is that it? Thank me whenever you want, Mike. You're my vassal. Mike nodded and then asked, Will Hildy join us for dinner? They all smiled at him. Hildy doesn't eat, Mike, Fushien said. Well, I thought socialization and such. Kurama placed her hand atop his. She doesn't like watching people eat either. Makes her feel sad. Oh, that made sense. Keiko flew in, carrying a massive platter, and then levitated it to the table slowly. The place settings were also on the platter. Mike watched the ladies grab steel chopsticks and lacquered bowls, so he followed suit. Keiko, our barbarian needs a fork, Kurama ordered. Mike nodded gratefully to Keiko when he returned with one for him. I suggest you practice picking up things with your chopsticks, like your erasers and your pencils. We'll give you some children's practice sticks later, Kurama said. Fushien gave him a significant look. Everyone was waiting. Mike said, Thank you, Kurama. She smiled graciously and began serving Fushien. Fushien then served Lilia. Lilia served him. He served Kurama. Your makeup is lovely, mistress, he said. She blinked. Mike, I'm not. You mean you're that pretty? How lucky am I to serve so beautiful a mistress? Mike, I warned you, she said, an edge to her voice. Fine, you're not beautiful, and I'm mad that you humiliated me in front of our friends. I still love you. She gasped as if struck. Mike, the truth can hurt. I know. Everyone knows I'm an ignorant Westerner. You didn't need to hand down your suggestion that I practice with children's chopsticks right here and bark at Keiko. Just like you know you aren't beautiful. You're a crow. I'm a barbarian. Do you still love me? Fushien nodded and clenched a fist in solidarity. Lilia ate her rice, looking down. Mike, I apologize, my vassal. You do not deserve to be humiliated for your ignorance. Do you still love me? She said quietly. Mike nodded and kissed her hand. Isn't the eggplant delicious? Fushien asked, smiling. Mike could not stand eggplant, but he kept his trap shut. He had caused one scene, and felt that another would result in punishment. He ate quietly. Kurama and Fushin discussed the merits of the food. Lilia occasionally chimed in. Something nagged at Mike's brain. After adding an appropriately barbaric excess of soy sauce to his rice, he had it. Why is it that though Keiko is the cook, you ladies mentioned your cooking when discussing reimbursement with me? Kurama cawed in triumph. My vassal is clever, I told you. Fushin grinned. So that you would know what you were getting if you wanted to marry. Who would demand that? It's happened, Lilia said quietly. 200 years ago? Mike asked. She nodded. I promise I will never. Mike, please don't. The gods laugh when men say never. He looked to the others for help. They only watched him. I promise I do not want to hurt you or cause you sorrow, my friend, he finally said. Lilia smiled. Thank you, Mike. Well said, Fushin added. Kurama blew him a kiss. The rest of the meal went well. The food was delicious. They put their chopsticks, fork, and dishes on the platter. Keiko levitated it away. Well, I'm ready for my bath now, Mike said. Sure you don't want me to cool it down for you? Lilia said with a laugh. No, I want a hot bath tonight, thank you, he replied with a smile. As you wish. I love you too, she scoffed. I didn't say that. I'm still a lesbian, mister. I can tease too, he replied. She walked over and playfully punched him on the shoulder, and then left for her room. Mike, attend me in my chamber, my vassal, Kurama said, and Mike assisted her in leaving the table. Fushin waved goodbye. Kurama's bedroom was everything he thought a princess's bedchamber would be. She sat at a chair before a vanity table and removed her crown. Brush my hair, my vassal, she ordered. When you say my vassal, are you saying my love? He asked, picking up a brush. She touched her nose. He began brushing her black hair. She closed her eyes. Do you still love me? He asked. It's true, she replied. Would you tell me you loved me if you were able? Every day for 100 years, Mike. What makes me worthy? Like me, you are despised of men. You saw me and loved me. You're a good dancer. You also didn't scream once when we were making mid-air love. They both chuckled at that. He gave her a kiss on the back of her neck. It's okay that I do get scared, right? He asked. Yes, Mike. You're only human. Do I sleep alone tonight? Until you're asleep, yeah. He paused. Oh, right, Hildy. What will she be tonight? A pirate, Kurama laughed. I like it. A pirate. Will you shiver her timbers? Swab her decks and broadside her too? Kurama reached up to pull him down for a kiss. Sounds kinky. Will you broadside me one day? Oh yeah, baby, he replied and returned her kiss. And what does that even mean? She asked with a grin. I'm on my knees, you lay on your side, broadside. Oh, that would fill me up in a different way. I like it. You will, baby, you will. Where did you learn that? Made it up myself, far as I know. Haven't seen it in a porno, anyway. Kurama smiled. Well, good night. This felt abrupt, but she was already changing into a nightgown and ignoring him. He almost spoke, but decided to leave and take his bath while he could. Lilia saw him and gave him a high five. You get an hour. Use it well, she said, and then left. Mike had a premonition and waited 5 minutes, flipping through an art book in the living room, looking at old Japanese woodblock prints for pictures of yokai. It seemed that a tanuki was a kind of pot-bellied raccoon that would make its testicles huge and crush people under them. Gross. Lilia crept back in the door. Not tonight, Devotchka, Mike said. She jumped. Oh, think you're clever? I'll get you one of these times, she threatened with a grin. He waved goodbye. Hildy came to join him. Heard you talking to Lilia, she said, and sat down on his lap wearing a pink chemise. He felt her bones on his lap, but also her affection for him, and she was very light, so it wasn't uncomfortable. I recognize this book. There's a Tengu on page 137, she said. Reading my mind is cheating, sweetie, he replied, and reached past her to flip to the page she had mentioned. A Tengu was wearing a conical straw hat and holding a katana as if posing for the artist. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? She asked. Yeah. How do you see and hear, by the way? Better than you, because I'm magic, she giggled at her wit. Well, I'm taking my bath now, Mike said, and waited for her to stand. Hildy stood slowly, bending her back just so, like a burlesque dancer. Want company? She asked in a husky voice. I'd like the time alone, actually, he said. No offense, but I went from my only company being a cat to all alone to 4 women plus an unknown number of Tengu and other supernatural types. You called me a woman! I love you, Mike. He kissed her cheekbone. She hugged him. I swear, one day, she whispered. One day what? I will reward you with the real thing somehow. Don't stress it, Hildy. We have a good thing, he replied. You won't say that when I have breasts and a vagina and everything. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll wait in your bed then? The image was startling. Maybe don't do that. Talk after bath, okay? He hurried to his room to get his things ready. Fluffy flannel robe, slippers, towel, shower gel, palm comb, toothbrush. He crept into the bathroom, eager for his alone time, and dreading another seduction attempt to fend off. Honestly, he was tired. It had been a day of many adjustments. It felt so good to not be in pain. He found some counter space and convenient clothing rack and stripped. He used the toilet, enjoying the peace and quiet, wiped and flushed, and then sat into the tub before starting the hot and cold water so that he could get the temp just right. He moved his shower gel to be beside him, along with the shampoos. He stared at his hand in disbelief. He looked over at the counter. No way he had grabbed it from there. Whisper, was that you? He asked, dreading the reply. She giggled and appeared in the form of a plump Japanese woman with electric blue hair, wearing a one-piece swimsuit. She even had human eyes. I told you I could, she said. I believed you, Whisper. Please let me have privacy. I know you heard me tell Hildy I wanted privacy. He adjusted the temperature to become hotter. Never yell at Whisper. Well, I believe you didn't want Boney with you. But look how fat I am, Whisper said, squeezing her breasts together. Thank you for your effort on my behalf, but I want to be alone at this time, he explained evenly. Never yell at Whisper. Try not to be seduced by Whisper. Very well, Mike, Whisper said, reverting to her previous human face and shape. Want to see my butterfly face before I go? He braced himself. As long as you don't want to kiss with that face on, he said. She changed into butterfly face. Her face was colorful, delicately furred, and her proboscis curled inward. He nodded politely. You don't like me. You only like human shapes, she said, perturbed. I do. I don't think I need to apologize for being human and liking human-like shapes. I still like you, Whisper. He turned off the water. You do? Her voice had a distinct whistling sound in this form. I like human face better, but your looks aren't who you are. Yeah, I like you. She reverted to human face once more. I'll go then. Have a nice bath. Thank you, Whisper. She left. He didn't fully relax until the door was shut all the way. He breathed a sigh of relief. Alone at last. Nice hot bath. He soaked and felt relaxation and ease fill his body. He washed after a few minutes and then soaked some more. He lost track of the time and the water got rapidly colder. He didn't think anything of it and let it drain, still enjoying the water and its reviving effect on him. Lilia burst in. Hey there, hottie, want some company? She asked and climbed in with him. The water became frigid as she slithered onto his lap, chilling him with her touch. He tried to push her away, but the chill sapped all of his strength. Lilia, this prank isn't funny anymore. I might die, he said, shivering. She laughed. Give me a kiss and I'll let you up, she said. Lesbian, he said. Come on, kiss me, she insisted. He knew his lips were turning blue. He kissed her on the cheek. Her skin was like ice. Call that a kiss? She kissed him full on the mouth. Icicles formed on his eyelashes, and freezing cold water poured down his throat, drowning him. He jerked awake. The water was cool, not freezing. He opened the drain and stood up, his heart pounding. He started to dry his hair and beard, wishing the dream hadn't been so realistic. Lilia is my friend. She won't kill me, he told himself. He finished drying off and combed his hair and his beard and pulled his robe and slippers back on to return to his new bedroom. Fushin pushed past him. Perfect timing! Save yourself! She said, rushing and closing the door. Was the spare bathroom in use? Mike walked to his bedroom. Hildy was wearing lingerie and a pink feather boa, sprawled on his bed, with music from some romantic movie or other playing on his radio. Good God, he said, stifling a scream. Damn it! Hildy, we discussed this. Surely you have done that as a nightmare dream before? She sat up quickly. Yes, but the lingerie and the boa and the music. He calmed, taking deep breaths. I fell asleep in the tub and had a bad dream of Lilia killing me. I was expecting my room to be empty, not occupied by a sexily dressed skeleton. He put his things away. Don't I look nice? Pink and sexy? Hildy asked. I liked the chemise, the padded bra, boy-cut panties, and garter belt with stockings is a bit much, and it draws too much attention to how the clothes have to fit on your bones instead of the flesh they would normally be covering. It's a bad look, honestly. Really bad, Mike said, looking away. Can I still wear the boa with the nightie? She asked. Sure, the boa is fun and cute. He had to compose himself. He pretended to dry his hair some more. She still wasn't leaving. Hildy, now would be a good time to leave my bedroom while your appearance is disturbing me. She ran out, her stockings flapping around her femurs. Mike shuddered. What had he been thinking? Skeleton girlfriend? Crow princess girlfriend? Rusalka? A storm goddess, for hell's sakes. He collected himself. It was better than living alone and unnoticed, watching TV and internet porn, waiting to die. All of his new roommates had good qualities. He turned the music off. The pink would take getting used to, and the lack of privacy, and the seduction, and the frequent sex, and the magic, and whisper. That was a problem in itself. Hildy clicked behind him and slowly wrapped her arms around him. Don't be afraid, Mike. It's me. It's Hildy. She was in the chemise again, and had the boa. He touched her hands. Please remember that you are a skeleton. An unexpected skeleton will frighten me until I'm all settled here, Hildy, he asked. His voice was strained. So, no letting you wake up beside me all romantic or watching you sleep? Hard no. She made a smooching sound and another. Love you, Mike sighed. Love you too. Really. You're a sweetheart. I wish I could be better, but I'm still getting over my revulsion and fear. Hildy backed up and started getting his bed ready for sleep. Lilia needs to be tucked in about 5 minutes, she said. Right, he'd forgotten. He walked over to Lilia's room. The door was shut, so he knocked. Lilia, I'm here to tuck you in, he said. A strange voice said, What is this? Do you have a boyfriend? No, Lilia said. It's not like that. He's a manservant. The door was yanked open. Tucking in Lilia wearing a bathrobe. Yeah, nothing sexual there, said the strange woman. Lilia's a lesbian. It is nothing sexual, Mike said. Well, I don't believe this. I'm out of here. Lose my number. Lilia ran after her. Mila, please. Lilia returned. She wanted an excuse to leave. Don't blame yourself, she said sadly. Are you going to be okay? Mike asked. Thanks for the concern, but I'm fine. Nymphs, am I right? I don't know, he said. Lilia took his hand. Let me show and tell you how to do this properly. Tucking her in was a fairly involved process. I'll sleepwalk otherwise, and that's bad for everybody. Sweet dreams, Mike said and closed the door. Okay. She might have turned the lights off for some other movie gimmick. Do not scream. She's a person. She is not a corpse. She was made that way, and made female. She is a person, Mike told himself, and returned to his bedroom. Hildy was sitting at the foot of his bed, her legs crossed. He smiled. Things should be okay. Thank you for sitting up. Poses like that help me remember that you're not dead. She nodded. Well, shall I tuck you in? Or shall I put on some gloves and get my lubricant? He stumbled. What are you planning with the gloves and lubricant? To give you a happy ending, of course. She mimed, rubbing an invisible penis. Oh, no happy ending tonight, thanks. I've had enough sexy time, he said. Well, get into bed then. I got it all ready for you. He hung up his bathrobe and put his slippers to the side. He pulled on some boxer shorts and climbed into bed. Hildy pulled the comforter up to his shoulders. Want me to cuddle you until dream time? She asked. Not tonight, but maybe later on. You aren't very cuddly. She nodded. I understand. I just want to jump in with both feet and be your real girlfriend. Mike smiled. Thank you for trying to make me happy. I just need time. She caressed his hair softly. Sweet dreams of me, baby, she said, and turned off his light, closing the door. Bad dream and startlements aside, his bed and pillows were so comfortable that he was asleep in minutes. He felt the movement of the boat under his feet, heard the creaking of the ropes, smelled the sea air. "Cap'n, that vessel port side is flying pirate colors. The Jolly Roger, sir." "Run the white flag, Mr. Gibb." "Aye, sir." Gibb relayed the order, and they surrendered. The pirates only took some of their cargo. They muttered among themselves and pointed at him. "We'll be taking you too, Cap'n," the leader said, leveling a pistol at him. "I'll go. Mr. Gibb, the vessel is yours. Get our cargo and passengers safely to port." He handed Gibb his hat. "Aye, sir. Every soul aboard. Good man, Captain Gibb." "Come along, you dandy," the pirate said, leading him across. "The captain will be seeing to you personal-like, sir." The pirates laughed. They shoved him into the captain's quarters, but the room was empty. He sighed in worry and leaned against the far wall. After a short while, the door opened. "They told me you were a dandy. Let me get a look at you," a feminine voice said in an Irish accent. "Irish? Nice." He turned to face her. "All fancy and fine ye are. Me boys like them clothes." There she was, medium height. He remembered they hadn't planned height, but he'd imagined taller. He'd remember next time. Very, very busty. Her freckled skin enticing beneath an open-necked blouse held together with twine. Her purple hair curly as can be, hanging below her shoulders, just as requested. Her hips swelled and drew his eyes almost as much as her bosom. "We'll be needin' them threads now, laddie buck," she said, holding out her hand. He stripped and handed over his clothes. She grinned, appraising him. "I'll be back, love." The pirate captain carried his clothes outside, to cheers from the crew. She returned later with a bundle. She held it up. "Honest working man's threads for you now, me lad." Ragged short pants, shirt with the sleeves torn off, it was several sizes too big, and a bandana that might have been red once. She displayed each item before dropping. She licked her lips. "Surely, and you know what happens next." He did. It was everything he asked for. He called out her name in passion. "Hildy!" The dream ended with her showing her treasure chest and asking him to make an honest woman of her. Mike woke with a smile. Hildy slipped into his room in a few moments, wearing her fluffy pink robe. "Did I rock your world?" she asked, crawling atop him. She lay on his chest and sighed. "Yeah, that was amazing. You're a great dream crafter, or whatever it is." She giggled softly. "Oniropomp. I'll be taking control of your bad dreams too. Be ready for that." "What? Why?" "To be with you more, of course. I love you, Mike." "Yeah, but you'll have to frighten and torment me." "Uh-huh. It'll be fun." He had a very clear understanding that his girlfriend was inhuman. "I'll promise to act afraid," he said, kissing her skull. "Mike, bless you, but I'm a professional. I'll scare the piss out of you. I take my job seriously, babe." He shuddered. "Now you have the idea, Mike. Remember, I still love you, but I will terrify you." She tickled him. She cuddled him for a while, and Mike had a long, hard ponder about his life choices. With an arm around the skeleton, she caressed his face lightly. He automatically kissed her hand. Kurama strode into his room. "Mike, we have a busy day." "Hilda!" She stopped. Really, Mike? Between me, Fushин, and Hilda, you picked the skeleton? Kurama demanded. First, I don't have to explain my bedfellows. You gave me free rein. Second, you dismissed me from your chamber. And third, she came to me. I make a rule to avoid kicking women out of bed. Fourth, she can say she loves me, Mike replied, holding Hildy against him. She rested her hand on his chest. Kurama drew herself up to her full 5 feet 4 inches height and said, Very well. Put on your uniform. I need to attend a conference. Try not to embarrass me. She left in a whirlwind that magically didn't disturb anything. Is she mad at me? He asked. No, that's not mad. That's respect my authority. Mad, she would have scratched you, Hildy replied. Thanks for sticking up for me. I won't apologize for loving you. She sighed happily. What do you want tonight? He thought for a moment. Louisiana prostitute. Black. Fishnet stockings. Powder blue. PVC miniskirt. Winged heart tramp stamp. Slender. Tall. Short hair. Dances for me before we get busy. I like it. Are you a businessman? Tourist from the suburbs. Married, no kids. Loveless marriage? Yeah. You got it, babe. Get ready. Hildy gave him another air kiss and slunk away, a lingering look before exiting. Mike got up and put on some black slacks and a yellow button-down shirt with a black vest and a white satin clip-on tie. He slipped on socks and tied his driving shoes on. He walked then to the dining room. Slurp down some miso soup and tea, Mike. I also made cream cheese Danish pastry with raspberry jam, Keiko declared. You are the Tengu, Kei, Mike called out in appreciation and ate quickly. How is my soup hot? Lilia's at work. Right on. Mike finished quickly and was wiping his face with a napkin when Kurama entered, trailing Whisper in butterfly face. Mike stood and bowed at the waist. Mistress, good morning, he said. Good morning, Mike. Bring the car around with Whisper. Yes, ma'am. Whisper and Kurama were both wearing elegant and intricately embroidered yukata. Whisper took his hand and walked with him. Mike put on his hat in the hall. Whisper's hand was warm and human. Her wings swung idly. Mike, she asked, can I ask a favor? What do you need? He asked. I need about 20 milliliters of your blood, she said in her whistling voice. He tried some math in his head. Sounds like a lot, he replied. Trust me, it won't kill you. I'm politely refusing you my blood, Mike insisted. Oh, sure, you need all your blood, she shrilled. I think you're being unreasonable, Whisper, he whispered. Do me a solid, Mike. Give my blood that I need to live. Doing you a solid, he replied. You make more all the time. You'll never miss it. And I'll be very grateful, Mike. I can shape change, Mike, Whisper replied. They got into the car and they drove around to the front of the building. Your, dress is lovely, Mike said. Come on, Mike. 20 milliliters, Whisper urged. She slid a hand up his thigh. I'm warm and alive, and I can be as fat as you want, Mike. I'm not just a life support system for a dick, you know. All you women think I want nothing but sex all the time. It's not true. I have a heart, damn it. Shit. Never yell at Whisper. Whisper leaned back. Mike, you yelled at me. I'm very sorry. I got emotional. It hurts when you yell at me, physically and emotionally. I was being so nice, you know. Her voice got softer and softer. I'm very sorry, Whisper. Do you still love me? He whispered. This took her aback. Of course I still love you, Mike. You're gentle and dear, and I don't care that you masturbate to internet porn or that you used to be a soldier. Right now, you're my only human, and I love you so much, she whispered, and then paused. Did you just trick me? No, Whisper. I love you too much to trick you. Yokai. He was learning the tricks to survive them, he thought, until he met males anyway. It was then that Kurama exited the building, and Mike opened the door and helped her to her seat. Your dress is lovely, mistress, he said. It's called a yukata, Mike. Thank you. Do I look lovely as well? She was wearing makeup today. Pretty enough that I want to kiss you because I love you, he said. She smiled. You may kiss me, my vassal. He bent forward, and she kissed him passionately, slipping his hand under the layers of her robe to hold his hand to her breast. She sighed in passion. Oh, my barbarian, my vassal, we must hurry to the conference, she protested, rubbing his hand around her nipple, which perked up in her excitement. Mistress, the conference? He asked. Is it important? Play the game, Mike. Play the game. It is. We must meet with yokai royalty to discuss. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada? Kurama softly bit his neck. Yes, Canada. The wild lands there. No, not between my legs, she protested, and pulled his hand right there. Mistress, I'm a barbarian and care nothing for punctuality. They can wait while I ravage you. Oh, Mike, in the car? Can you not tame your passions at all? He gently pulled his hand away and straightened her yukata. Yes, mistress, I can, though I long for you. To the conference. She smiled and kissed him. That'll do, my vassal. I am well pleased. Do you still love me? You know it, mistress. Do you still love me? Do the mountains of Kobe hide monsters? I assume they do. Tengu and Kitsune and Tanuki, oh my. Mike gently shut the door and took his position at the wheel. Mike, do you actually love me and Princess Kurama? Whisper asked. I love you just as much as you love me. Now you have the idea, Mike. Does that mean I can have your blood? One time, Whisper. One time. Her proboscis softly caressed his neck. Not now, Whisper. Business. I know. I'm just kissing you my way. I love you, Mike. You're my favorite and only human, and I will tease you and play games with you and spy on you in the sexiest ways and keep your tasty secrets and make all new secrets just for you and me. And I'll taste you and taste your sweat and your blood and your other fluids and your hair, and I'll give you massages, and I'll fly above you in bed, letting my butterfly love dust fall upon you, and then. But then they got caught in traffic delays, interrupting Whisper's litany with many honking car horns. What happens with your butterfly love dust? Mike asked. It attracts friends, Mike. And then we all have an orgy. Other butterfly yokai? Moths, too. You'll like them, I think. They're furry and cuddly and affectionate, Whisper said. Sounds like fun, Mike said. How did he get into this? And why did all of them throw themselves at him? He knew it wasn't his looks. They actually got through the traffic problem, and then Whisper stopped kissing him. I just realized I don't know where we're actually going. I'm just driving straight, Mike said. I know where to go. Don't worry. It's why I'm up front with you for once, Whisper said. He was getting accustomed to Butterfly Face. Think you can drive distracted? She asked. Whoa, where are you planning to take this? I am not confident in driving distracted, Mike protested. If you're bored, I'll put on music. He turned on the radio, and the enka music washed over them lugubriously. Whisper sighed. I wanted to give you Carhead. No thank you, that sounds dangerous. This thing drives itself. Don't you get it? You're a trophy, Whisper said. Explain. You're a Westerner who can see yokai and kami and such for what they truly are. You're our pet, Mike. We show you off and get status for Kurama. As an added bonus, we get to seduce you and maybe have babies. Our populations aren't doing so hot these days. I'm a trophy, a pet, a sperm donor. Yeah, Mike released the wheel. The car did drive itself. All of this has been games, Mike said. My uniform, my responsibilities, the flirting, all games. You don't even love me, he said. Mike, you don't love me either, but you said it. He sighed. I have affection for you. I'm fond of you. I would like a relationship with you. With all of you. That's good enough to be called love, right? Love is a human invention, Mike. I don't pretend I understand it, but I feel all those feelings for you. Is it good enough? Mike nodded. Good enough for me. About Carhead? No, he said. No sex for a while. I need to figure myself out. Whisper whispered something in Japanese, carrying on a conversation. Mike put his hands on the wheel for the sake of appearances. Mike, Kurama says you're a good vassal and she wants you for 100 years, Whisper said. She also says that you are very special. She is very pleased to have you. We all feel this way. All of us want you, Mike. You belong with us now. Can you imagine going back to the world you left? Do it. Now. Eating instant ramen, being invisible almost, cold in winter, hot in summer, no one wanting him, nowhere to belong, no one to belong to. He almost cried. I'll stay. I like our world better, he said finally. Great! It may not be love, but is it enough that I want you? Whisper said. That's what Kurama and I want to know. It's enough. I belong, right? Yes, Mike. You're our own. Our very own, Mike. The partition slid down. You may slide back here with me, my vassal, Kurama said, sounding sad. Mike knew what that really meant. He started to pull himself through and fell and felt her levitating him. He sat beside her. Princess, I have my pride, he said. I know. You were a soldier, and it meant something to you. I mean something to you. She leaned against him. You mean something to me. You mean something to me. You are more than my trophy. I cannot say that I L-word you or some other things, but I can show you what it is to me, and I can do all of those things that women do with a man who is their own. I have an attachment to you. You are not my first human, but you are the only one who has loved me. And she began to weep. I know I'm ugly, okay? I'm skinny, and I have a flat chest, and a big ugly nose, and a pointy chin, and thin lips, and I'm short. I know it. Men aren't attracted to me. But you see past that. You see someone special. I don't want to lose that. Even if I love Hildy, Mike, because you can love Hildy. She's the most repulsive of all of us. I was just surprised, and then I thought about it. She wiped her tears on her sleeve. It made me even more fond of you, because I knew then that your heart was true, and that your feelings for me are true. I am a bad girlfriend, I know, but I will get better. I will treat you better. I mean it, Mike. 100 years. He knew that he was supposed to be overcome with passion at this point and ravage her, but it wasn't what he wanted. Not big gestures, dramatic timing, or declarations, loud volumes. He gave Kurama what he wanted. He pulled her gently close to him and wrapped his arms around her. He pulled her up onto his lap and he held her. He whispered, I'm here. You belong with me. You are safe. I will not reject you. I need you. You are good enough. You are worthy. Your home is here in my arms, my love. This is where you belong. This is where you are always welcome and needed and missed. Your heart is safe at home here with me. Since she had coached him to say what she wanted to hear, she detected he was coaching her similarly. So she repeated it back. I'm here. I will never reject you. You belong with me. You are safe. You are worthy. Your home is with me. You are always welcome. My heart is where you belong. In my arms is where you belong. And then she kissed him. I need you, she whispered. And something inside him burst, and then he cried. He held the tiny princess tight, and the tears poured. She held him as best she could as he sobbed. Your home is with me. I need you. You belong with me, she whispered. Kurama touched his face. Mike, you belong to me. I belong to you. Do you understand? I can say that. Do I belong to you enough for you to ravage me like a barbarian? He asked. I'm a princess, Mike, she protested, and then, in a low voice, I'm a barbarian for you, my vassal. I'm so belonging to you that I will steal your treasures and burn your gates and ravage you like a wild savage. She began to breathe heavily and her face flushed. She kissed him while she talked and rucked up her robe. Untamable, crushing, she murmured, kissing him, unzipping his pants, and pulling him free. I'll start with your most defenseless part, vassal, she growled, baring her teeth. My manservant, barbarian, I'll show you, barbarian, she said, taking him into her mouth. Whisper watched, of course. He reached between her legs to counterattack her. Fight back, will you? Feel my ultimate attack. I unleash the mountain goddess of Kobe. My cave and my sheer cliffs will destroy you, weakling. I'm going to make you beg for mercy from my ravaging, but there is no mercy from the mountain goddess of Kobe. She mounted him then, and pulled him in for a savage kiss, biting his neck and pulling her yukata wide open. Fall from my cliffs to my cave and pray for mercy, she roared in a savage exultation, commencing her ultimate attack, which looked a lot like ordinary seated sex while dressed, if you ask me, but the mountain goddess of Kobe showed no mercy. Kurama said so, and Whisper cheered her on. Save some for me, Whisper pleaded, but the mountain goddess of Kobe did not stop until her victim was annihilated. She looked pretty annihilated too, honestly, and collapsed and panted for breath and kept saying things like, "Oh, Mike," again and again. You'd almost think the mountain goddess of Kobe had lost, but Kurama declared victory, and Mike agreed. Against her word, she allowed Whisper to fly in the back with them, and to clean up various fluids using her proboscis, and to then assume human face to seduce Mike, who was too annihilated to care or protest, kissing whatever he was told to kiss, and touching whatever. You get the idea. Whisper was very merciful to the defeated barbarian. But she annihilated him too, in her way. Now that Whisper was in her base humanoid yokai shape, she had small breasts that were bigger than Kurama's, skin that was faintly pink, unlike Kurama's paper white skin, and her pubic hair was not coarse like Kurama's or most human women, but fine and long and soft as silk. Her nipples formed delicate cones, and while petite, she was not all skin and bones, and she was soft in Mike's embrace. Mike had no idea how, but somehow he laid down on his back, there in the car, with the petite yokai in each arm, whispering his name and pledging eternal belonging, or at least a century's worth. Oh, I never let out so much before, Mike. You really, really belong in me, Whisper whispered. Belong to you, Mike corrected. I know what I said, barbarian. About the conference? Mike said dreamily. Oh, we've been circling the building for a while now. The conference doesn't start until about an hour, Kurama replied. Oh, good. I have time to go to heaven and tell St. Peter to cancel my reservation. The women giggled at his bad joke. You know, Mike, I'm Shinto. We believe this world is our own paradise already, Kurama said. Paradise is in my arms, Mike said, caressing their ribs. Do you mean us or you? Whispered asked. Why not both? Kurama magicked her appearance back into order, But Whisper ignored her and nibbled on Mike's ear, whispering endearments. Whisper, Kurama warned. Whisper magicked her clothes back into order then, and helped Mike to get himself presentable again. Okay, Mike, business, Kurama said. Mike sat up. I'm ready. No, you aren't. You're daydreaming about sucking on Kurama's nipples, Whisper said. She's right. Good spy, Mike said. Business, Mike. Serious kind. Mike nodded and straightened his back. Now he's ready, Whisper said, reverting to butterfly face. Mike didn't flinch. So, other yokai royalty will be here. Whisper, teach him about the yokai and their royalty and how not to die. Whisper nodded. Mike looked at her. She extended her proboscis. She touched his forehead. Something jabbed him. And then he understood. Princess Komugi of the Tanuki will try to steal me? He asked. Yes, and she's a big fat raccoon, so watch out for her and her big fat tits. She won't belong you like Whisper and me. She'll fuck you a few times and then eat you with Mongolian barbecue sauce. If you were unlucky, she would eat you, or if you were very unlucky, she would not eat you, and instead pass you around to her relatives, who would also fuck you a few times and then pass you along, especially the grannies. Tanuki are sluts until they die. Mike nodded. Princess Tomo of the Kappa is married, so she shouldn't be a problem. She might still try to eat you. Stay clear of the pond. Her shell is only on her back, but don't go thinking she might be fun. She's a cold-blooded reptile who eats people. Mike nodded. The biggest problem are the Kitsune Federation. Many princes, many princesses. Some will look Japanese, some European, some Native American. All will try to deceive you with illusions, and all will try to seduce you away, and they steal the souls of their humans. So remember our code word. What's our code word? We have no code word. Right. So ask for the code word. The real code word is silence. And after you ask again, we touch you on the nose, Kurama said. These conferences get boring, so lots of yokai will try to play with you. Now you're allowed to play, but not to gamble. Don't eat anything, and never leave the building until we take you. Ready? Whisper asked. Yeah, Mike said. He climbed to the front, parked the car, and escorted the women out. Why won't Whisper be with me? He asked. They all want every spy right out there in plain sight, Whisper explained. I belong you, Mike, Kurama said. I belong you too, my dears, Mike replied. Having lots of girlfriends was awesome. He followed Kurama to the nondescript building. Inside, it was like a forest. It was a forest. He saw the pond. He tried to play it cool. Sure, forest inside an office building. Ho-hum. Oh, one more thing, Kurama said, facing him. Under no circumstances are you to fight anyone. No duels, no friendly wrestling matches, not even rock, paper, scissors. As you wish. Here is where you will wait, my vassal, Kurama said. She pointed to a circle of armchairs in a grassed area. A human man and a human woman were sitting there. Both of them were Asian. Mike bowed to Kurama and sat down in an open chair, giving the other humans their space. The woman, he saw, was wearing a jacket of some kind and a skirt that went up to her chest. He hadn't seen clothes like that before. The man was wearing a business suit and glasses. He was reading. Mike folded his leg over his lap. He should have brought a book, too. He looked around the trees, the pond, the grass. There were some flowers. The woman was looking at him. He bowed slightly and smiled at her. She nodded and said something in a foreign language. "Sorry, I only speak English," he said. She nodded. "Your mistress did not instruct you in linguistics," she said. "No. What language was that?" "Korean." "My name is Mike. I serve Princess Kurama." "Hello, Mike. I am Unso. I serve Prince Dehan." "What is it like serving a fox, if I may ask?" "I do not discuss the business of my household," she said stiffly. "My apologies. I should know better." She smiled. "It's not a trouble. I just need you to understand that this is a serious thing. You are American and you can't help your ignorance." Mike could only nod. "Are you allowed much free time or agency?" Mike asked. Unso shrugged. "Perhaps to an American it will not seem like much. Can you date?" "Well, yes. Can't you?" Mike smiled. "Yes, I can." Unso nodded and then looked away. "Did I say something rude?" She shook her head briefly and kept looking away. Mike shut up and looked at his shoe. "Well, you acted how they expected. Well done," Mike thought to himself. And then a honeybee landed on his shoe. He smiled at it. "Hey, you're that guy," said the Valley Girl voice outside his apartment yesterday. "Like, are you as easy to play with as they say? I heard you were drooling all over your whole household." "I don't discuss my household's business," Mike replied. The bee transformed into a blonde woman with big black eyes wearing a fur vest patterned like honeybee stripes. Sitting next to him suddenly. "Hey, don't be like that, guy. Be cool. I like humans, you know? Some human guys are all gross or totally won't let a yokai even be their friend. As if. Are you a cool guy?" "I'm pretty cool. I serve Princess Kurama." "Right. Cool, cool. But could you, like, serve Queen Abeja instead? Then you'd have, like, 30 girlfriends." "No, thank you. I'm loyal to my mistress." Mike turned away. "I wasn't done talking, guy." Mike looked, Mike looked at the bee girl, again noticing her antennae and her long black claws. "Sorry, I was being all mean and junk, huh? Listen, Queen Abeja is throwing a party, and your mistress is totally invited. You can come too, guy. Great parties at our place." "Thank you. May I give the invitation to my mistress?" She took an envelope from her vest. She held it for him. "Can I get some sugar? Friendly like?" she asked. Mike considered this. Could be a trap. Bees, bees, stingers, honey, pollen, wax. It should be okay. Mike gave her a hug. "Oh, I meant this," she said, and kissed him. Mike took the envelope before breaking the kiss. She smiled. "Wasn't that nice?" Mike nodded. "Sure. Thanks. You are so welcome. Bye, guy." And then she was a bee again and flying away. Mike wiped his mouth on his handkerchief. "Tasted bad?" Unso asked. "I just don't trust strange yokai. She didn't tell me her name." Mike set the invitation into his vest pocket. "She probably doesn't have a name. When you're a bee, you're the queen or a worker, and that's it," Unso explained. "Thank you," Mike said. "You're helping me a lot, setting a good example and stuff." Unso waved it off and smiled. No, I'm nothing special. But you can have my cell phone number to talk about service and things. Mike nodded and moved to sit beside her. She gave him her number. Her perfume was beautiful. I must compliment your perfume and your dress. Very lovely, he said. Oh, thank you. I have to be careful on windy days, though, she said with a laugh. So most of the time I wear pants or shorter skirts, but at these events Master wants me to look fancy. Mike nodded. I have to wear my mistress's colors, he said. Do you think the black and yellow make the bees like you? Unso asked with a giggle. Maybe you're right. Mike laughed too. When they were up close, Unso was gorgeous. He'd never seen a Korean woman as beautiful as her before. Prince Dahan informed me that you may visit our household. He would like you to teach me American etiquette, Unso said with a smile. Oh, sure. I'm certain Kurama would not object, but I must ask first, Mike replied. Must you? Does she own you? Unso pouted. I would think an American was free. She stood up. Come with me, or call after you have permission like a good dog, she said and walked away. Dude, do not follow her whatever you do. That's a classic honeypot trap. Mike turned to the sound of the voice. What looked like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle was standing there. A kappa. Thanks, I almost took the bait. Mike Marshall, Mike said with a nod. The kappa bowed slightly. Mike noticed a bowl-shaped depression in the top of the kappa's head. He wanted to ask if the kappa ever put drinks or nachos in that thing, but he kept his trap shut. Do all kappa eat humans? He asked. No way, dude. I'm a vegetarian, the kappa replied. Cool. My favorites are pickled stuff. Mike nodded politely. The kappa nodded back. The other human kept reading. Hey, want to have a thumb war over by the pond? No, thank you. Mike was very bored. Waiting, waiting. He goofed off on his phone, playing Bejeweled. After what felt like hours, Whisper flew over to him. Come on, it's lunchtime, she said. He waited. You know the rule. What's the password? He finally asked. Good job, Mike. The password is rutabaga. He looked back at his phone. The false whisper vanished. Mike closed the game and looked over at the reading man. My guess is you either don't speak English, you're really new at this, or you're really old at this, Mike said with a grin. The man turned a page without looking up. I bet the ladies love you, Mike retorted. I've always observed that men who talk about the ladies are douchebags, the other man said. Your English is perfect. Let me guess. You're from Fresno? Mike responded, not rising to the douchebag comment. San Dimas. The man hadn't looked up yet. Mike sighed, and then he jumped. That kappa had returned and was just standing there. Dude, I know better than to go near the water with a kappa, Mike shouted. The kappa shrugged. Kurama flew over to him. Come on, Mike, I want to introduce you to my friends, she said. Her eyes were blue. You aren't Kurama, Mike said. Of course I am, vassal. Now get up, she ordered. If you're Kurama, you know the code phrase, he replied. The crow flies high in the mountain air. Let's move. You aren't Kurama, he insisted. What gave me away? Boobs are too small, he said. Oh, of course. Next time? She asked. If you're sneaky enough, he replied. She vanished. Why don't they go after you? Mike asked. You're the new thing. It happens to everyone. Call it hazing or whatever. Unso returned and sat down next to Mike. I must be losing my touch, she said. You didn't even text me. American etiquette? I'm not an idiot, Mike retorted. I thought that was a weak excuse. You're supposed to be taken in by my beauty and drooling with lust. Sorry to disappoint. I'm well cared for. Boy, did you ever settle for less, Unso said. Your master tell you to say that too? Mike asked without looking at her. Yeah, she admitted finally. Well, I consider the invitation. I'll consider it for a long, long time. Don't wait up, Mike said. Are you really happy living with a titless Tengu? Better than a titless Korean whore who sells her own kind out to predators, Mike said, giving vent to his anger. I have tits, she protested. Notice she's offended by the tits comment and not the selling out humans part? He asked the reading man. I hear nothing, I see nothing, the reader replied. And so stood up. You'll never see my tits, you cowboy blowjob. You fucking blowjob. She stormed away. The gods laugh when women say never, baby cakes. And then Mike laughed at her. She called me a fucking blowjob. The reader snorted repeatedly, stifling his own laugh. Oh, Kurama, I am ready to go home already, he grunted in exasperation. And then a plump woman wearing a low-cut evening gown, slit high up the thigh, approached. Her hair was brown, and she appeared to be wearing way too much eyeshadow. She smiled as she stood before him. Mike Marshall, the American who sees yokai. Her tone of voice led him to believe she liked having sex in public with Americans who see yokai. He stood and bowed. This one is Mike Marshall, he said in overly formal tones. I'm Princess Komugi. Feel free to stare at my breasts all you want. I'm very proud of them. Can Tanuki women do that thing with their breasts that Tanuki men do with their scrotums? She blinked at his question. No, that would be useful, but no, these are all natural, she inhaled. He did like looking at them, but he tore his eyes away from the hypnotic cleavage. Anything I can help you with? Mike asked. Come away with me. I'm obviously what you really want, not some skin and bones bird, Princess Komugi said. I've heard what happens to your humans, Mike said and resumed his seat. He hoped he was being rude. Her face went to an expression that satisfied him as she huffed and walked away. This time Kurama and Whisper flew towards him, and they landed outside the seating area. Mike, it's time to go, Whisper said. Mike waited. Kurama looked at him. He saw the love in her eyes. I need the code word, he said. They waited. Whisper's purple eyes gleamed from her butterfly face. Come on, the code word. Kurama walked up and brushed an unseen eyelash away from his nose. Let's go, my vassal, she said softly. Yes, my lady. Home, he whispered. They walked out together. The day I had, my dears, he said, stretching to get an armful of love in each arm. Mike, others can see, Whisper hissed. I'm a mannerless American lout, though, he replied with a chuckle. You did exactly as I told you, Mike, Kurama said. Well done. Let's go eat lunch at my favorite restaurant. Okay, Mike cheered and helped the ladies into the car. Your favorite restaurant is the Cracker Barrel? Mike asked, not believing his eyes. Real American food, right? Kurama asked with a smile. They don't have these in Kobe. I don't suppose they do, Mike replied. Just, this is authentic, so you're right, but I thought you'd have fancier tastes being a princess. Nope. This, last night's dinner, peanut butter, those are my favorite foods, Kurama replied with a smile. You love that I'm not a food snob. Admit it. I do, he said, and gave her a kiss. Whisper, now in full human disguise, but not the plump one she had shown earlier, said, I quite like their chicken fried steak. They were seated by a friendly middle-aged server named Mallory. Mallory's our favorite server, Kurama said. We like you too, Miss Curry, Mallory said. I'll be right back with your usuals and get the gentleman's drink. Mike looked around for the gentleman. Whisper giggled. She meant you. Mike smiled. Sully! Miss Curry and Miss Whistler are here, and they brought a fella this time, Mallory called out, and then he heard shouting in the kitchen. Miss Curry and Miss Whistler, eh? Mike asked. We didn't have the heart to correct her, Whisper said. Mallory came back with water in a carafe, 2 strawberry milkshakes, and empty glasses on a tray. She set them down on the table. Mallory, meet Mike Marshall, my newest team member. Well, how do you do, Mr. Marshall? Mallory said. Hi, can I have a Mountain Dew? Mike asked. Sure thing, hun. I'll come back for your order. Good thing, too. Mike wasn't sure what he would want here. He settled on some fried chicken and some clam chowder. Whisper had that chicken fried steak she liked so much, and Kurama had an omelet. You can get omelets in Japan, but they are different, she explained. American omelets don't have rice on them, for example. Mike nodded, eating his soup. The food was good, but Mike found it to be dull. It was old guy food. And he was 34. That wasn't old, was it? Then he made a decision. Kurama, we're going to a music store, he said. Those still exist? She asked. Oh, they're a dying breed, but I know one in town. And today I will play for you the song of my people. She was intrigued. They paid and left a big tip. I've been meaning to ask, where does the money come from? Mike asked. Ever hear of Wagyu beef and Kobe beef? Yeah. I own every one of the farms and the land around them where those cows are raised. I also own some mines and a tourism company and a few cruise ships, she explained. Princess cruises? No, that would be like a vampire calling herself Miss Ferratu, wouldn't it? I don't advertise. Mike chuckled. Miss Ferratu and Mr. Wampir. Seating her there in the car, he climbed into the driver's seat. Good evening, ladies. I'm your driver, Michael Korax, and tonight we'll be purchasing the kinds of love songs from the 80s that I actually like. Whisper perked up. The songs of your people. Sousa told me about your fondness for love songs from the 1980s. Whisper nodded. Hey, Kurama, Mike asked as he drove. Remember when you told me I shouldn't fuck Whisper? What happened to that? Whisper gasped. You told him not to? The butterfly was so upset her eyes could not stay in one shape. Because of the pranks. You think pranks and sex go together, and Mike isn't that kind of man, Kurama said. I haven't done that for over 100 years. I'm mature now, Whisper all but shouted. And then, the shouting hurts me. Mike had not anticipated this. He took Whisper's hand, and he sang, Two hearts that beat as one. I need you. This calmed her, and she sang along. I've got this feeling that you're going to stay. I never knew that it could happen this way. Before I met you, I was falling apart. Kurama picked up the chorus. Two hearts that beat as one, in her raucous squawk. They bonded over Stacy fucking Q, as Sousa called her. Sousa was a dickhead. Luckily, the music store had Stacy Q. Also, TKA, Stevie B, Thompson Twins, and Tangerine Dream. The music of Mike's people. On the drive home, Kurama had the music in her and she sang along. He had a convert to Stacy Q. Whisper fondled him through his pants. It makes me so hot to hear you sing to me, Mike, she said. Your voice is not a finely tuned instrument like mine, but you put your heart into it. Her hair was matching her wings' shade of blue at this time, and he caressed a lock of it. Again and again, yokai women fawn over me and fall in love with me. Why? Excuse you, two yokai women are in love with you, Mr. Big Ego. Two, Kurama said. Hildy's a yokai, Mike replied. Okay, three is a lot for one human, Kurama conceded. Doesn't answer my question. Why? It's not my looks. It's not my body. What is it? Well, I told you our populations were dwindling. Humans can give us children, and you are not ugly. And you're funny and sweet and really, really sweet. And you do that thing with your tongue I like so much, Whisper explained. A long time ago, humans stopped seeing us. Then industrialization and human population booms and world wars happened, and now we're dwindling. Not all of us are immortal, and there never were a ton of us. So I have many uses? Mike asked. Yes, Kurama answered. You belong to me for many values. I belong to you because you are sweet. If I only wanted to get pregnant, I wouldn't have to go through all the trouble that I have with you, Mike. The bathing and hair brushing and the tucking in are all legitimate, not some elaborate game. None of this has been a game to me, my vassal. I belong you so much. Mike replied by changing the CD. Mike sang along with TKA. Tears may fall from your eyes. Love is like a gamble, and the stakes are much too high. Whisper kept groping him. Kurama wiped tears from her eyes. Take me home, Mike. Do you mean my arms? Yeah. Mike climbed in the back with her and held his princess. The car drove them to the apartment, but got caught in traffic again, bumper to bumper style. However will we pass the time? Kurama asked. And so Mike told her his story about what had happened during the conference and handed her the invitation. Dehan just wants your soul. Never go into his house, Kurama replied. But that vassal of his is pretty. Do you want her? No. I have no way to know what's her and what's Dehan's mouthpiece. Also, she's a bitch. I'm a bitch. You're getting better, he said and kissed her. You know, talking wasn't what I had in mind, Kurama said. Too bad. I control the penis here, and I want to talk. Tell me about the conference. Ooh, that sounds like a challenge. I say I control that penis, Kurama replied, grinning. No, I deserve to know, Mike insisted. A large number of my people are relocated to Canadian provinces, Kappa to the Great Lakes regions, and Tanuki to Canada as well. None of us wanted to leave Japan behind, but this feels like the only option for us. What does that mean for you and I? Mike asked. Nothing changes, Kurama promised. Will I ever get to see Japan? Visit your mountain in Kobe? Of course, my vassal. After you sign on for 100 years. You mean it, don't you? Mike and Kurama, Kurama and Mike, for 100 years. 'Cause you're my vassal, Mike. Mike thought that she was referencing something, but he didn't recognize it. Whisper climbed into the back. We aren't moving for a while. I see people selling oranges car to car. I cast an illusion in the front. What kind? Naval, I think. I meant the illusion, Mike sighed. Oh, a middle-aged white guy cleaning a gun. What? Kidding. He's taking a nap. Oh, okay, Mike replied and kissed them both. He pondered. You know, I fell right into this multiple girlfriend gig without so much as blinking. Is that normal? Just think of us as your harem, Whisper replied. But each of you also acts superior to me, Mike said. Because we are, Kurama replied. Right. A harem where I'm the servant. Exactly, Whisper said and kissed him. Kurama read the invite. It's real. Abeha is throwing a party, and my whole household is invited. Mike especially. Bees are our friends, right? Not enemies like the Tanuki and Kitsune? Even they aren't really our enemies. We just fought over land and humans and other natural resources. Rivals, you could say. But yes, the Apis are our friends. Apis? That doesn't sound Japanese. It isn't. It's Latin, Whisper said. Will I need to know how to fight soon? Mike asked. Yeah, we'll probably start your training tomorrow. Teach you Tenjutsu. The car started moving as Kurama answered him. Who will teach me? Mike asked. Susa, Kurama answered. Mike cursed. He likes you, Whisper replied. So he'll train you extra hard. Your legs will hurt in ways you never thought existed. Goody. Just think, you'll get muscles and get all sexy for us, Kurama said. Mike smiled at this. Finally, he would have a physical sign of his worth to the women he belonged to. So tonight, be sure to bed with Fushin. She'll be good for you, considering tomorrow, Kurama said. What if Fushin doesn't want me tonight? Whisper giggled. Will you have a penis tonight? She asked. Yes, then Fushin will want it. I mean, you. Baths and dinner went by without anything too exciting happening. Mike still needed the mantra and Lilia's help. He told Fushin about Kurama's suggestion, and she suggested they not wait for bedtime, but Mike insisted. The thunder drum carrying Kami still frightened him some. Hildy still giggled at the brush and the towel, and neither Kurama nor Whisper tried to seduce him for the rest of the day or evening, saying that he would need his strength for Fushin. Now, after tucking Lilia in, Mike wore his bathrobe to Fushin's room. He'd only seen inside Kurama's and Lilia's bedrooms, and Whisper had her own apartment. Fushin's bedroom was magically cleaned and organized, but it still had the feel of clutter. There were bras and panties of various colors and styles, none of them matching, and they were atop the various stacks and piles of things. Heavy metal posters adorned the walls, and one particularly stood out, showing a muscular man inside a cloud, or made of clouds, with his hands raised heavenward. Handful of Rain, read the poster, and a band called Savatage. I modeled for that. The censors didn't like to have my tits on there, so they changed it into a man. Puritans. Fushин scoffed. Really? Mike asked. No, but you believed it. Heck yeah, I did, he admitted. Do I still scare you? She asked, closing her door with a wave. Yes. Mike, look. No fangs, no talons. I'm all pretty and sexy right now. She was wearing tiger-striped panties with zebra stripes bra. Her green skin was gleaming with oil or something. Mike, come here, she said softly. He turned off the bedroom light and walked to stand beside her bed. She turned on some music, heavy metal, of course, but with pianos and orchestral instruments. She took off his robe and kissed his chest. Do you like that? Me kissing your body? She asked in a soft growl. He replied by kissing her back and undressing her. My antennas are ready to receive, Mike, she said with an almost plaintive longing. Everybody else has had your kisses on their tits but me. Lilia doesn't count. She interrupted before he could speak. Mike pushed her back onto her bed and took his time pleasuring her, to overcome his fear and to make it worth the wait more than anything else. She enjoyed the attention he was giving her. She loved comparing her long nipples to car antennas and also joysticks and video game analog sticks. And what no one had mentioned was that Fushin could control his heart, literally, like a drum. That meant his blood, too. He had never had an erection last that long in his life, especially not while making love. Fushin was the most beautiful woman he had ever been with, and the oil on her skin made for interesting foreplay. Fushin was flexible as well as muscular, and she loved showing it off. She knew the Kama Sutra by heart. Mike was asleep before his head fell onto her bosom. Well, after she finally allowed him to be done with the love-making, I mean. All of his muscles were relaxed. No mere mortal could produce sexual release so thorough as the Storm Goddess. He didn't even say any words of endearment. He just called her name. And then, in the dream time, Hildy came as the prostitute they had discussed, and danced for him just as they had planned. What had not been part of the plan was her near constant references to race. You like my black tits? Gimme that white dick, and so on, and so on. And that made Mike uncomfortable, and he asked her where she was from. Oh, mon blanc patron, I'm from Baton Rouge. No, Hildy, where are you from? Mike asked. Babylon? Cool. Let's not make a big deal about race, okay? I don't like that. I mean, we live with Japanese and a Russian. We're multicultural in our house. Well, I liked it. It turns me on. So I'm gonna suck that dick until the white comes off, Hildy replied. Well, he hated that white guilt crap anyhow. As he lay in her arms later, he said, Hilda, you can't be Babylonian. That's not a Babylonian name. What's your original name? Knowing it won't make you happy, she replied. Why not? I'm named after a goddess, but I am not the goddess. Okay? Who? Ashtoreth. Oh, like in the Bible. Cool. Oh, I guess I made a bigger deal out of it than necessary, she said. But then Mike was awake with a mouthful of Fushин. He opened his eyes and allowed the nipple to fall out of his mouth. In the night she had reverted to her more bestial appearance. You sleep suckled. It was very nice. I came 2 more times and you were busy banging Hildy in your sleep. I'd be jealous if I wasn't so damn proud of you. Does that mean angry wake-up sex? He asked. Why angry? Oh, the teeth. Listen, the teeth aren't a threat to your dick. I fucking love your dick. It's my friend. But, yeah, come here and give it.